Hello, everyone. Welcome to the TopCyberPro podcast. I'm founder and CEO Jim West. You're going to notice today I have a blurred background. I'm actually in my vehicle, but it was necessary to support the time zone differences between me and this great guest I got today because it's going to be a well worth it to watch this podcast because this man right here is responsible for so many people in the industry getting these really from intermediate to advanced level certifications. This guy's YouTube channel and his training videos are some of the top shelf stuff that's on YouTube right now. And I can personally say that the day I took my ISSAP exam, which is the ISC Square Architecture Professional, I saw his coffee shots video where he does some breakthroughs of some sample questions just to kind of get you into the thinking and how to break the questions down. And I watched all of his coffee shots before I took my exam. And I must say, I think that was the best thing I did to kind of put me in the mindset to taking that exam. So because of that experience, and also he's the 2025 Cyber Educator of the Year award winner from the Cybersecurity Awards. And here it is, Mr. Prabh. Prabh, can I get your last name is Prabh Nair, correct?
Yes, 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 yes.
Prabh Nair, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Jim, thanks for the amazing introduction, and I'm really, really speechless to be frank. The introduction coming from Jim is a big thing. I'm also a big followers of your YouTube channel, and I do see a lot of podcasts which is done by you, and it is really great honor for me to be on this particular platform where I can able to share my expertise, knowledge, and all that. Jim, I have around 19 years of experience. Okay, and I started my journey when I completed my school. So it's like 2006. Since 2006, I'm into the IT and IT security. And I did my CSSP around 2012.
Mhm.
And then I did the other certifications like CSAM, CISA. I'm also CGRC. I did ASAP, I did CSSLP. I did AIGP, CIPP, CIPM, and other certifications also. So training is something which I'm doing from last, you can say, the training is something which I'm doing from last 15 years.
Mhm.
And along with that, I'm doing consulting now. So I'm also working as a VCSO, where I handle a lot of security projects, building security metrics and all that. And along with that, I'm also running a YouTube channel where the end goal is to create an impact in people's life. And goal is to provide the free education, a quality education in a zero price, where the one of the best thing you can do back to society is create an impact. There is no award, there is no certification, there is no money bigger than creating an impact in people's life. And that is my goal, and this is my vision of my life. My next, whatever I'm living in my society, it is for the people.
And that right there is a genuine human being, a great human being that's doing great for not only the industry, for people, because when you give people a pathway to start their careers, to support not only themselves, their families, their communities, that right there is a change maker, folks, right there. So, Mr. Prob, thank you so much for being the caliber of human being you are and giving so much of your time and energy and even money and resources to do these things. Because making YouTube videos, it's not an easy thing. You got to plan for it, you got to actually perform it, you got to do all the work. And sometimes it's not for any glory. Like you said, there's no monuments being erected in cities for you yet. Maybe one day. But the work you do is tireless. It's self-sacrificing for the greater good, and we appreciate you. Let's jump into your recent award. So you got recognized as Cyber Educator of the Year by the Cybersecurity Awards. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
tell us about when you first heard that you were a shortlisted finalist, and then when you finally got the news on awards night that you had won this very prestigious award.
Jim, to be frank, it was my second time I attempted. Okay, it was, I think, last to last year. I was applied for the application, and that time I was expecting I will get a award because I don't see much list of the cyber educator. And this year, Jim, you will be surprised to know that when I applied for a that award and all that, I had a zero expectation. Award night, I was sleeping. Last time I was awake since 3
Yeah.
that I might get the name. See, that is called overconfidence. And this time, what happened is I just applied. I thought, let me reapply again.
Hmm.
And to be frank, Jim, I have a zero, you can say minus one expectation that I won't receive an award. So, next day, what happened post award night? I was just checking an email. I was just checking an email that, okay, let me see some mails. And I was surprised They have awarded me a Cyber Educator of the Year, and I was the first Indian, Asian who get that award, and that's really that's something give me an opportunity. Yes, I'm doing something. I'm getting back people recognizing my efforts, and that gave me a more positive vibe to do more stronger things, more strongly, more focused things on the people life, and that motivate me to make more content.
I
And I
love.
believe that was my hard work of 5 year, and what I get the result was that 5 years things what I invested in the society.
Well, when the news first, when they first put out the short list of finalists out on LinkedIn, I was one of the first
Uh,
people to comment to say, "Look, if I don't win it, Prabh needs to win this
yeah, I
award."
saw your post.
I
It's a
said, if
big thing,
anyone deserves this award, it's Prob. And I'm glad it went to someone that's deserving and that's hardworking and that you've put the time and the efforts in to have earned that award 10 times over. So congratulations on that award win. Well deserved. And folks, this man is a fantastic educator because not only did I mention the shots, the little videos he does, which are really short videos, like you could digest these in really quick amounts of time because he gets right to the heart of what you're learning, how things you need to remember and recollect from the body of knowledge. He is very thorough, but he's got a method that's very effective, folks. So if you're studying for like CISP, Sec Plus, you can go to his website, which we're going to put a link to his website. All of his links are going to be in the description below because Prob's going to give me all his links, and you can go check out all his contact. Please do so. No matter what exam you're going after, he's probably got some videos that'll cover it, that give you some guidance and advice and help you prepare for sitting in that test. Because if you're going to put in the time and the money and the effort to pursue a certification, you want to do everything possible to make sure you pass. And that man right there on the screen opposite of me can get you to passing. So anyhow, let's talk
thank you so
about
much. Thank you so much.
certifications since now we're
Yeah.
you've done so many years in helping people around the world get their certifications. There's always the debate about what is better. Is it the degree at the university college degree? Is it the certification, or is it just experience? Or what would you see as the sweet spot in all of this discussion?
Jim, I'm always and always follower of having a school education because that give you the foundation. No matter if you're going to ask me after 10 year or 20 year, no matter I'm running a company, I can see a lot of people do bullish by saying that no, education is not important. Definitely it important. Your foundation is important. School doesn't give you the knowledge of technicalities, but school give you three important things. How to behave in society. Second is how to, how to be a better cultural person, be a good cultural person. And third, a discipline. Come on, your parents make you wake up morning 6 o'clock. That shows the consistency and discipline. Every day you go to school, no matter what you learn, but you're going every day school. So that give you the perspective, that taught you the perspective about a discipline, consistency. So that is a one major reason I always as a strong advocate of education. Education definitely required. And I'm sure, Jim, you are agree with me. You are in that positions of leadership positions. No matter at one stage when you're joining as a CISO of Big Four or when you're handling the $2 million projects and all that, your profile matters. Come on, you cannot say you are a 10th pass or you are a 12th pass. Company when they hire CISOs and also they also see the academy qualification.
Mhm.
And those who are watching this podcast, I would highly recommend you have to complete education definitely to build a strong foundation. Now coming to the certification. Jim, I'm not a person who always say first do certification, then you get a job. I'd never be a strong follower of that. See, my business demand me to do certification. Jim, your business demand for the certification because when you're working for the DoD clearance and all that, you need a certification criteria because I did training for Baghdad, for DoDs and all that. Okay, in past. So, we have some DoD criterias where, you need to do security plus, you have a CISSP, you have a CASP, you have a CGRC, we have the DoD criteria and other institutions criteria, you need to do certification, but certification will not give you directly job. And this is where the people does mistake. So I highly recommend first learn the skill. And before learning a skill, do the self knowledge. Okay, so let's say example, you are clear about you want to go for security plus. Now, if you're taking class from Prabh or you're taking class from Jim, you only get to know what Jim is going to teach you, or you're going to learn what is Prabh is going to teach you. So your boundaries are very limited because you're getting information from one source. So you're not building a strong base. So instead of starting with any certification or any training, first do your self study. Let's take example, I'm starting with security plus. I got the idea. I want to learn cybersecurity. Then you do your hunting. What is security plus? What is the content security plus? What is exactly? So what happen is you're increasing your brain syllability. Okay, okay. Now it's maximum. Now I'm looking for someone who can give me better information on that. So when you go with that perspective into the training, you have a better insight instead of just sitting simply like that and passively getting all the informations. So second thing is that I'm really a advocate of certification, but before certification, get the self-learning, get the knowledge done. And if you think that job demands certification, then only go for certification because it required huge investment.
I like the idea of begin with the end in mind, right? So, like, if you have
Yeah,
an idea, you want to get into cybersecurity, what's the vision in your head of what's the role? What does your day at work look like? So, I like to advocate to people, like with LinkedIn or social media, connect with people that are doing these jobs. Reach out and talk to pen testers, talk to
yeah,
policy makers or compliance, like risk management folks and GRC, etc., and get an idea of what these roles do on a day-to-day basis. So you say, okay, so that sounds interesting. I want to learn how to do that operation or that role. Now you can look at what are the certifications or what is the education and experiences and training that surrounds that role. And that way you can plot a course. And there's a lot of guidance for that. YouTube channels, there's a lot of websites. One of the things I recommend a lot of folks is that there's this gentleman, Paul Jeremy, that has the certification
yeah,
roadmap and career roadmaps,
yeah,
which, hey,
yeah.
folks, I'm going to save you to Google search. The link will be down below. But that's another perspective where you could look at these different tools and visuals to help chart what I call chart your course. Because if you start with the destination in mind, then it's about, okay, what is the things I need to do to achieve that role or to become that role? So I really
Agree.
love that perspective you've also offered, Prab. I would like to talk about what you are doing currently in the training space and education space and what's in the near future for you and your platforms. And again, any of the things you talk about, please give me the links and I'll make sure they're in the description below. But what are you working on currently that's exciting, challenging for you, and what's in your near future, Prop?
Definitely. Jim, before we basically moving to the next question, I want to add some of the points
Go
because
ahead.
I'm sure there will be some lot of students going to watch this video. And not everyone come with a budget. Jim, like, we have to understand this fact, not everyone have a strong financial support for their certifications, training, and all that. So I want to add five more, 2 or 3 points more. Um, you are okay to pay the trainer the amount that you're going for paying for the certification. Instead of that, you can basically pay a consultant. Example, Jim is working as a security engineer, or Jim Prabh is working as a CISO. You know very well they are the people who are working in the vertical. Let's have a one-to-one call with them. Let's offer them coffee. If you're surrounded with those people nearby your area, let's take them to coffee. Hardly it costs you $10, $15. Get the insight. Like right now we're doing a podcast. I'm having some discussion with Jim. What is the day in a life of a security officer and all that. So you get a lot of insight. Okay, Jim is working like that. Because the thing is that if you're going to ask a penetration tester mentor, he will say pen testing is best. If you're going to ask the GRC mentor that what is the best certification, he will say GRC is best. See, no wife want to say, okay, other husband or other partner is good. He want to say always that he is best or she is best. So you need to first understand the perspective of all the vertical. That's the most important part. Then only you will get a clarity about, what is your justification. Okay, I love programming. I love problem solving skills and all that. Okay, fine. Then you can go to offensive or SOC. I'm a kind of person who believe in documentation. I love process. I love speaking communication. Okay, go for GRC, not it. So when you having an interaction with all these cyber people and all that, then you ask yourself, take a notepad. Okay, this is the pro, this is the cons, this is how I can see myself. And then check what is the detailed JD, what is the next part, and then go for things. And it is not a promotional video, guys. So that's why I'm telling you. If you're looking for a small investment, start with the try hack me or hack the box because they have a very basic cost. Because see, if you're going for offensive or SOC and all that, you need to invest a lot of money on the hardware. And I believe not everyone come with that silver spoon and all that. So if you have a limited budget and $100, you will get try hack me and hack the box. Get skills. They have a structure learning. Go with that. Get the base done. And if you think you need a mentor, then go for the paid trainings. Remember one thing: knowledge is free. You need to pay for the time.
Yes.
YouTube is having a huge resource. I think Jim, there is a guy who do a lot of videos on CompTIA Security Plus, right? Professor something, I forget the name.
Professor Messer.
Professor Messer. Entire Security Plus available on YouTube. Entire Security Plus N plus, right, Jim? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
Okay, if you're going for destination certification for the CISSP. Okay, see, I'm also a mentor, but there's no harm in promoting other mentors if they're doing good.
yeah.
We have a healthy
I'm a
competition.
big
By the
fan
end of
of
the day, you
Professor
get a benefit.
Messers, and I
Yeah,
want to throw in another one. ISC Square a
Thor.
couple years ago
Huh.
started the CC certification, which is a super
Yeah,
entry level,
free
but it's
exam. It's a
free
free.
training, free certification voucher.
Exactly.
Again,
Exactly.
how can you say no to free? And folks are going to
Yeah.
say, some folks may say, well, you can't get a job, but that's not the intention. It is to get you an
Exactly.
entry point, a very a
Hmm.
start of your foundation. It's not all the
Hmm.
foundation, but it gets you
Hmm.
started for free. Again, free training, free exam voucher, and then you get your toes in the water. Then from there
Yeah.
you can build on that. You could go for a Sec Plus. You
Exactly.
can go for a CGRC or whatever
Yeah.
certifications that you want to chart your course.
But don't get into trap. That's the problem. Don't get into trap that okay, Jim might be having a security manager profile because he put his hard work. Come on, you as a fresher cannot get the same position what Jim got. Jim or Prabh got the position after 18 years. So come on, you cannot say like okay, once you're in CSSB, you will get the $20,000 salary. So
Of course.
everything come with some time, patience.
Time and
So that's
building
the
up
thing. Yeah.
to it. So, Prab, we
Exactly.
could talk a lot, but before I get into my other agenda questions, I just wanted to ask real quick for people like you already mentioned, Hack the Box, Try Hack Me, wonderful resources. I'm going to put out Linux Foundation for those that are want to learn a bit more about
Yep.
Linux. And there's so many open
Yep.
source tools like for dark web research, cyber threat intelligence. I'll put a few of those links in the description for folks to just kind of check out. But what Prab said
Yep.
is you should not be spending a lot of money on your education. It is between
Initial
what I
stage.
call
Initial stage.
yeah, I call YouTube University for a reason. There's so
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
content, and Professor Messer, even Prob's content, and Prob's links below. Check these resources out first. Spend
Yeah.
every moment of your time first. Spend your time and energy first. Then, once you are more in the water of the knowledge, you could then say, okay, now I want to pay for this resource because I need to take myself to the next level. And that's great
Hmm.
sound advice. But Prob, if people were looking for, hey, for any kind of career, what would be like the one to two certs that should be in my early foundation build up into wherever I go into cyber? I know you mentioned Sec
Mm,
Plus, which is a very broad one, but is there another
Yep.
one that you would name and throw in that mix?
I will recommend them to start with N plus first. Before even going for S plus, you should go for N plus because networking is very important. No matter you're going for audit, you need to know TCP IP. No matter you're going for offensive security, you need to know TCP IP addresses, subnettings, and all that. And if you're going for SOC also, so network plus is a very important. But again, I'm telling you, I'm not here to promote CompTIA, and neither you don't need to pay the CompTIA certification. If you think the CompTIA course content is a structured learning for you, use that as a benchmark. You get an idea, okay, this is the content I need to read. So use it as a benchmark and start learning each and every topic by doing a several research. So S N plus and S plus is basically something which is a minimum criteria you should have. Okay, and that is a mistake people doing gym right now. They are directly jumping to YouTube and learning about how to do the AD pen testing. They don't know what is the logic behind what is AD, how
Yeah.
AD works, what is LDAP, and they're simply going for. Don't do that, guys. You can maximum survive for 2 to 3 years. Tomorrow, if you get a wrong manager like me or Jim who know the concept, he will literally going to sue you. You doing a AD pen testing, you're talking about golden ticket, silver ticket. What is the concept of Kerberos? If you don't know about that, things will not work. And this is what you learn in S plus, N plus. These are the one which give you foundation. Protocols are fundamentals. If you do audit, if you do offensive, defensive, protocols are important. Until unless you don't know protocols, until unless you don't know IP, until unless you don't know OSI model, how you know in which layer the hijacking or attack happens? So
Mhm.
I'm strongly advocate of knowing the concept because Jim, what happen is in cybersecurity, until unless you don't know how it works, I repeat, how it works. Okay, until unless you don't know how it works, you don't know where it works, and until unless you don't know where it works, you cannot able to protect. Come on, I want to protect the organization, but I don't know firewall. How can I protect? To to implement the firewall, I should know how it works. Then only know where it works. I cannot place DLP in this instead of firewall. So you're getting one. So that's why, in cybersecurity, the first thing you need to understand how it works. Second, why it was introduced. And third, where it is placed. These three things, it should be your clear for every topic. Like firewall, it how it works, it basically filter the connection. Where it works on the perimeter. What is the reason of introducing is that protect the organization from external attacks. So today I have seen a lot of people they are not very clear with what is the difference in firewall and DLP. Until unless you don't know the basics, you cannot able to differentiate that. So I am always a strong advocate of building concepts because that help you to survive for the longer time.
Yes.
And I'm sure Jim, you also know you in your era and all that, in the DoD and all that, we have a foundation certification that security plus N plus is mandatory
Yep.
if you want to move into IT,
Yep.
and that is a criteria.
So, Prab, we could talk forever about certifications, but I'm glad that you are a tremendous force multiplier with your videos and content. Folks, check out his links below. Now we're going to go into the agenda questions I ask all my guests. But the first
Yeah.
question is, if we was to go back in time to when
Hmm.
your day one, when you decided you wanted to dedicate your career into cyber education and training, what was this? Is there a story there that you could share with us?
You mean to say that what was my first experience?
Either your first experience or the day that you made the decision. Is there something that happened in your life, or was there an influence
Hmm.
from a teacher,
Yeah.
professor, or someone that had an impact? So, you know what? That's just my career choice.
Okay. You'll be surprised to know that when I was in a 10th standard, I read the book which is called Data Communication. Data Communication is a book of, I think, Frozen as something like that. His name is Frozen and all that. It is a book which is like a Bible of networking fundamentals. Frozen or something like that is the name. Okay. FROU. It's a very well popular book, actually, Jim. It's a very big book. People used to study this in a college. I studied in a school when it was a school vacation. Just imagine at the age of 17 or 16, I'm learning what is OSI model.
Okay.
Okay. So that inspired me. Okay. This is how the computer works. This is how the keypad work. And that inspired me. Okay. I want to make a career in IT. 11th and 12th, I did a very bad, but by basic marks and all that, with the help of Ganesha and all that, I was able to clear my schooling. But I'm not a university student. I have not did the university. I did the open university, but I'm always advocate you must do the regular university. You should go to university, do the things which I missed. That's the one regret I have. Because today when I go for the big project, like a big 2 million, $3 million projects and all that, they reject my profile because of I don't have a regular degree. So I have a correspondence degree. But that 3 years, because in India, what happened is you have a 3 year or 4 year degree programs after school. Now you have a two choice. Either you can attend that full time, but in that you cannot work. Like in US and all that, we have 12 hours or 13 hours you can work in a week. So it is not like in India. Either I can do university or either I can do work. I cannot do both. So I dropped the university. In the morning, I used to go my institute where I used to learn IT and all that. And in the evening, I used to give training of the same topic. Whatever I learn, I know. So this is how it inspired me. Okay, how the OSI works, how the computer hardware works. Then I start assembling and disassembling the computers and all that. I get an understanding about how the signals comes from keyboard to the monitor, motherboard, and all that. That basically inspired me. This is how the IT works, and I want to make a career in IT. One day, what happened? I was very fascinated about how the hijacking is happening. I was reading the 9/11 case study about cryptography and all that, and that inspired me. Okay, this is something new. And in 2010, no one knows about OSCP and all that. And people believe that, okay, CEH is better than CISSP. Well, Jim is a CISSP. I'm CH. So I will say, okay, I am CH. So CH is bigger than CISSP. People doesn't know about CISSP. So that time I heard about OSCP, CH, ethical hacking, pen testing. So I did my pen testing and all that in 2010, where I played with Metasploit and Map and all that. I got some customer. And then during that time, Edward Snowden also came to India. So where I took the training, where I used to be a trainer, Edward Snowden is also came to that institute, and I was also trainer there. He go to Shimla and did the training. If you go to Google and search Edward Snowden India visit, you can see that. So I was there when he came to India. So that kind of a thing. But at that time he came from Japan actually that I know. But so this is something is basically inside, and that inspired me. Okay, this look great. Ethical hacking, pen testing is good. Then I basically worked in one of the company, and this is how it inspired me. Okay, I think information security can be a great scope in future. So this is how I started.
Well, and thank you for sharing that story. I know amongst your career, I know you still have so many miles to go in your career. You've done so much already, and there's still miles and miles to go for you. So I don't want to say that you're anywhere near done. But so far in your journey, I'm sure there's been, professors, managers, colleagues, coworkers, or just rock stars within the industry that you either looked
Yes,
up to, admired, that influenced you.
yes.
So this question is more, is there some that you would just like to pay honor to their names by saying these people had a tremendous impact on you?
Definitely. So first name, I want to take the name of Rahul Kokcha, the person who introduced me to CISSP and cybersecurity. There's a Mr. Shishir and Kaushlendra. They were the one who involved me in the GRC and CISSP. Later on network sites, Prashant Mohan, who known for his Memory Palace, and Luke Ahmed. Okay, I'm sure you know Luke Ahmed. He's the one who run the study notes theory and all that. So these are my study buddies. You can now. So these are people I can see who literally does a lot of hard works and all that and motivate me. And every person has given me great insights. And this is how I basically build my profiles and all that. And that is how. And one more lady I want to take is my wife name. Okay. She inspired me. She told me take risk and do better, do best and all that. And my sister Deepthi, she's the co-founder of InfoSec Train where I work. And she motivated me. I was not that confident when I was doing a delivery, and she was super confident. You can do it. So it's not necessary that okay, I have those mentors, but we have some people in my life. My mom, who basically take care of me and all that. So these are the people who play indirectly, directly in my success. Not a success, but whatever today I'm standing, I'm doing YouTube and all that because of these people only.
Love it. Thank you for sharing that and paying homage to those names. One of the things you mentioned in one of the names was memory palace
Yeah,
technique. So, folks,
Prashant
if you've
Mohan.
never heard about this, Google it. There's a lot of information on it. Are you a practitioner of the mind palace technique?
No, no, no. Yeah, Memory Palace prepared by my friend Prashant Mohan. So, that inspired me, writing skills and all that. And he's also a very good friend of mine. So, Prashant Mohan is the one who's a writer of Memory Palace and that CISSP Memory Palace. And that book has created a great impact in CISSP as well. A lot of people have cleared the exam with that book.
Yes.
And second, that gave me the inspiration of writing. And the second is basically called as a Luke Ahmed, who run the community of study notes theory, where you can see a lot of CSSP preparations happening. That inspired me. Okay, we can have a dedicated project on CSSP, and that is why I was strong advocate of doing CSSP everywhere. So these are things. Then Clement, ex Clement. So Clement
Yeah.
was the guy who, we and Sean Harris. Come on, we cannot, without Sean Harris, CISSP cannot be exist. So these peoples are basically Sean Harris taught us what is CISSP. No one know
So,
cryptography. The way she wrote a
so
book,
Prab, when Sean Harris passed away, she was gone too soon. When Sean Harris passed away, the number two in her company reached out to me to
mm,
become to fill in her shoes, and I
not
respectfully
possible. Yeah,
declined
yeah,
because it was not
yeah.
possible to fill the shoes that she had. But they did contact me within the first 45 days after she passed, and I professionally declined. Um, Moving onward, Prob, there's a moment of the podcast where I like to do what I call a moment of levity, where I ask some rapid fire questions. There's no right or wrong
Okay.
answer. It's just for
But
fun,
before that, I just want to say one thing. I don't watch Hollywood movies. I saw a lot of your podcasts. You talk about a lot of Hollywood movies.
and that's
I
perfectly
never seen
fine.
any movie.
Hey,
Yeah,
we're looking for fresh, new perspectives and ideas. So,
yeah.
but I'll start with this one because in IT, most people are one or the other. So the first one is, are you a fan more of Star Wars or Star Trek?
I have not seen this movie to be
You've
frank. I will
not
tell you
seen
the reason for
either.
that. No,
Okay.
because what you see right now, what you see Prabh Nair speaking English, this is something has started last 8 years. My English was pathetic. I
Okay.
cannot able to speak English. So
Wow.
English is something I learned in last 8 years, Jim.
Okay. Well, let's do
So
this.
yeah.
Sometime in the future, when you have seen both some Star Trek and Star Wars, we're just gonna have you come back just to do the questions again.
I watch Tom Cruise movie, which is I think just recently I forget the name of the movie. I went with
Mission
my wife.
Impossible?
Mission Impossible, yeah, which is a
Okay.
mapping of cybersecurity and AI.
Yeah,
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 that is
yeah,
the
with the
only
AI,
movie I
yeah.
watch. Yeah,
Yeah, a little hokey of a story. Let's go with an
yeah,
easier question. Let's do
yeah.
cake or pie.
Cake,
What kind of cake?
pineapple.
Pineapple cake? Do you like it hot or
Yeah,
cold?
uh, harder. Yeah,
Hot. Okay. Oh goodness. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
a sandwich.
It's a sandwich? Okay, works for
Yeah,
me. What
because I
has
love
been,
pets.
what was that?
I love pets. I like
Okay.
dogs.
Okay. What has been your most favorite book you've read of all time, and what was the last book you read?
Okay, so Atomic Habit.
Excellent book.
Yeah. And there is a book by the Navy SEAL is Extreme Ownership. I don't know whether you read that. So it is a book talk about the leadership communications and all that. And the third book is called as an Intelligent Investor.
Okay.
And
Awesome.
and one fourth book is Sean Harris. I love
Sean
that.
Harris, yes. Um, a lot of us professionals, we have very demanding careers. What you do in your role as a VCISO, as a partner in your training company, as well as your YouTube channels, you have a lot going on in your life. But a lot of us do make time for things and causes and projects and charities
Hmm.
and volunteer work that's near and dear to our hearts. So what this
Hmm.
question is there any nonprofit charities or volunteer work that you want to shine a light on that's doing good in the world? And this could be ones where that you donate your time, money, or energy to, or just simply you believe in their cause and you just want to talk about them for just a moment. And of course, share with me their socials and websites. I'll put them in the description below.
Uh, Jim, I don't want to actually, I'm a kind of person who believe that, okay, if I use this hand to invest some money in NGO, this hand should not be aware about that. So I am not a person who say, okay, I did this and took the picture. Hey guys, I
Oh
did this
no, yeah.
donation.
So I'm just looking
Yeah,
for like causes.
I
So
do, I do, I do.
awesome.
I serve lot of, so we sponsors food for the people who doesn't have a job, and some contribution I do in the Christmas and all that, Christmas and Diwali to the kids who lost their parents. I do like lot of things which I contribute from YouTube videos. Third is basically my vision. My always my vision is whoever my subscriber is my student, and I want to see them one day a CISO in every company. And for that, whatever I'm doing, I will do that. That is my third NGO, you can say like that,
Yeah.
So apart from that, I don't do anything else. And I don't have any social life, to be frank. So
Yeah.
Monday to Friday, I work, and Saturday, Sunday, I do my content creations.
Wow. Super, super busy man. And he's doing all of
Yeah.
this just for the benefit of the global community and
Exactly.
the industry of cyber
Exactly.
and education. This man has a tremendous spirit, heart, and just tenacity to have such a demanding, grueling schedule that, a lot of folks like this will never get the accolades, awards that they so deserve. But it doesn't mean that his impact is minimized by lack of awards because he's not doing it for the awards. He's doing it for the greater good of the world, as I'll put it. So, Prab, thank you for being you. Thank you for existing and as a force for cyber education. Folks, please, he's going to give me all of these links. Check out all the links in the description below. Follow his YouTube channel. He's got amazing content. And I had a few colleagues when they knew I was going to be interviewing Prab. It's like, Prab does cyber education. Don't you do cyber education? And the thing is that I want to highlight people that are amazing people and have these discussions and perspectives because it takes all of us to grow the entire community. So Prob is amazing. I'm going to tell you, when I was nominated for Cyber Educator of the Year as well, I said Prob deserves this. I immediately said that without any agenda, without any there's no pride there. It's all about the greater good. And I know I personally benefited from Prob's video, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, that I did my ISSAP. It was the last bro, 1 hour before my exam. I said, "Hey, let me check these coffee shots out." Prob, thank you because I attribute those videos to getting me to that last mile of what I needed to go past that exam. And
Thank
that's
you
a
so much.
concentration, folks. The ISSAP is one of three concentrations underneath the CISP. So this is a gentleman that's made the ability to wrap your brain around these high level advanced concepts, make it really easy to understand and accessible. So Prob, you're amazing for being able to do that, and
Thanks.
you're a
Thanks. Thanks, Jim.
tremendous educator.
Thanks, Jim.
Prob, what
Thanks,
is
Jim.
what is in the future? Like in the next 6 months to a year, what is the plans? What is the projects? What is in your future that you can share with us now?
Okay, so the first thing is that I'm working on the AI governance tracking projects. So if time permit, I can show you that project which I'm doing.
Okay.
It talk and that is a video I'm planning to launch very soon on my YouTube. It is the first kind of video on the YouTube which talk about how to implement the entire, you know, AI governance in the organization. So
Okay.
that is something is my pipeline. Along with that, I'm working on LLM security, and because there's a lot of demand on the LLM security section, so I'm working on the LLM security, and that is something is my pipeline. I recently completed my AI, so certification point of view for this year, I done with the certification part. and I'm only working on the skill-based content. So I'm making around AI GP content, AI governance content, LLM security. So that is my next 4 months plan.
Wow.
And bringing more and I recently did the podcast with Dr. Eric Cole. It was one of the manifestation I had to do the podcast. I'm sure you know Dr. Eric Cole. He was a instructor who does ISSP initially, and he's run the YouTube channel also. So my agenda is for next 4 months to bring more speakers. So I'm sure I will disturb Jim also to be part
I'd
of
love
my
to.
podcast also, and discussing about the practical insights, because might be that through that podcast we can able to provide some kind of insights to the aspiring candidates who looking for the first opportunity in the vertical. So that is basically the agenda for next 4 months.
Yeah. Wow. Well, this is a super busy man, folks, and he was kind enough to give us time for this podcast today. And again,
No, no, Jim,
tremendous,
don't say like
tremendous
that.
force of nature in cyber education. And if you, again,
Thanks.
please check out his YouTube channel. He covers just about, if you're looking at a cert, I'm pretty sure he's covered it or will soon cover it if he hasn't already. But this man is tremendous. He is an award-winning cyber educator. He's really, really good at it. And I'm not afraid to say it, this man has got miles and miles. I will leave this planet knowing that it's in good hands with just tremendous educators like this. And I can say that without any
Thank you.
agenda, without any pride online, because I can recognize when people are doing good for the world. And this man is doing a tremendous amount of good. And I only wish him great success in his platforms, his partnership with his sister, and the growing that training platform, because it's just helping people left and right. And I love to just talk with people that are helping people that are doing great work. Prab, thank you so much for your time today. The last thing I'm going to do is with all my guests, I give them the final word. So this is your moment to say whatever you want to say about anything, and the floor is yours.
Okay, so I want to convey some informations. I can do that.
Say again?
Can I convey one of the most important thing which I
Yes.
want to be shared with the podcast? Guys, one thing is that, there's no FOMO, fear of missing out. You should be very clear about what you want. Give 2 months at least. If you decided to make a career in cybersecurity, there's a two type of people in cybersecurity: one who come by passion, and one who basically follows someone else's passion and getting into cyber. Don't do that. If you decided that you want to make a career in cybersecurity, give at least 2 months to 2 months to yourself. Explore all the verticals, spend time with the people who are in the vertical, understand the package, and once you clear with that, do the research. Jobs are already there. AI will not replace you. AI is only introduced to enhance the productivity. Remember one thing: skill cannot be replaced. You can enhance the skill with the help of AI. AI will not going to replace that. And third is important thing is, whenever you need any kind of a support, Jim and Prabh is always there. You can reach out to us. And again, I'm telling you, trainings, education, everything is free, available on YouTube and GitHub and all that. You just need to pay for your time. Time is a money. And if you can able to invest wisely, you will get the information wisely. Clear cut the noise, what you don't want, and focus on things which you required. And that's how it works. And be humble. That's the most important part. You should not have an ego as a fresher. Okay, if I ask Jim how he feel, why should I ask him? No, it's completely fine. Ego is the biggest enemy when you are a learner in cybersecurity. So learning is earning. Always remember one thing. And security is a continuous process. Don't expect, okay, you complete the one certification, you become a jack of all trade. No one is perfect. No one is perfect. And second is, risk cannot be eliminated. 100% security is not possible. 100% risk cannot be eliminated. If you're planning to make a career ahead, you have to take a risk. When you take more risk, you get more rewards. But it is not necessary every risk give you reward. Sometimes it give you liability also. Learn from the liability and move further. And that is what the security principle. This is all from my side.
Wonderful, well spoken, and again, a tremendous human being, folks. And again, sometimes we won't realize these tremendous human beings that are among us until it's too late. But please check out his websites, check out his platforms, follow this gentleman on YouTube. He deserves the follow and then some, because he is just a wealth of knowledge, a force multiplier for good, for cyber education for the whole world. So again, thank you so much, Prabh, for being here. Thank you for being here alive in the world and doing the great work you do.
Thanks, Jim. And those who are watching this podcast first time, do subscribe to Jim's YouTube channel, because he is doing this basically without any cause and all that. See, this is our called as a, this is a thankless things what we're doing. We don't expect any kind of a rewards in return. We just want to make sure you will be happy, you get some benefits from that, because this is what the life all about. And even in the, we say in Bible also, they say that, okay, let your light shine before others. So, they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is heaven. So it's all about how the see the perspective. So if you think our content is worth, do subscribe to channel, and we'll make sure we'll bring more and more content like that.
Wonderful. Well,
Thank you,
thank you so
Jim.
much, Prabh, for being here, and consider this an open invitation to always come back whenever you like.
Always. And we will do the second podcast very soon.
All right. Thank you so much.
Well.